What's up? Welcome back to the EVO Podcast. I'm your host, Carrington. We have our co-host, Anis.
Howdy.
And we've got a little special thing for you guys today. We've got a little bit of show and tell and then some very interesting topics coming up. Let's start things off right with the show and tell. Anis, what do you have?
Alrighty. Well, considering this is a podcast, I can't exactly show it.
It's really a tell and tell.
It really is a tell and tell. But I guess if you do want to see it, you could search up LG Wing on your search engine of choice, and then you would find the greatest device that's ever been made, and never will be made because it's been discontinued. But I got this phone called the LG Wing about last week for about like $140, which is insane because it retailed for like $1,000. Yeah, it was nuts. But the headlining feature of this phone is that the main display swivels around so that when you do that, you have one big main display and also a smaller display at the bottom.
Like the Iron Man phone from...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the old LG Iron Man phone from Iron Man 1. Yeah. Instead of a keyboard, it's a screen at the bottom too. It's the perfect like media consumption device.
I think it's the perfect driving device too, because you have your GPS and then you have like, don't watch movies and drive, but you have your YouTube
your music.
Media,
Yep.
Your music. Yeah. Your music of
there
choice.
You go.
Right there.
Yeah. If you don't have a device with like Apple CarPlay, this is perfect. You could just set this on a mount and you would have everything you'd need.
Oh my God. It's so great.
Yeah.
Have you like actually tried to use it as a phone?
Oh, hell no. It's completely impractical. No, there's no chance I would ever use this as an actual phone. No, I bought this knowing full well that this is not going to be my daily phone. This is just going to be like essentially like a glorified toy. Like I'm going to use this for like watching stuff essentially, like exclusively. But for that purpose, it's great.
Man, I feel bad for people that actually bought it full price.
Yeah. Like the guy who I bought it from, who sold it to me for $140. Yeah,
in damn near perfect condition.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that is rough.
That is very rough.
To be fair, he was selling it for like $300 to $400. I just hit him with a low ball. I hit him with $100 if I can buy this right now, and then he hit me back with the $140, and I didn't say no because that's an insane deal.
That is an insane deal.
Yep.
You know, speaking of insane deals, I also got an insane deal.
You did? What is it?
I got a Razer Blade 14, and I got it for $1,000 off.
Wow.
So this thing, it was open box. The guy had it for like a week, didn't like it, and sent it back. And then I saw it pop up in the morning, so I was checking like for that computer because it's sold out everywhere.
Right.
And that was the only way to get it. And when I like bought it, I was like, man, this might be like a stupid like refurb used type thing. No, it had like legit all the stickers on it, not a hint of dust inside of it. Like there was no evidence of it even being opened ever. So this was a brand new device.
Got a mint condition Razer Blade for $1,000 off.
Yeah, it's the same price I paid for my last Razer Blade.
That's crazy.
And had decent specs at the time. I had a 1060. This one has a 3070. It has a Ryzen 9. And it's a powerhouse, honestly.
Yeah, I would imagine that's nuts.
And it forced me to like upgrade my display too because resolution was just gross. Like having a 1440 display right here and then looking at your 1080 display just makes you feel cringe.
That laptop ruined 1080p displays for you? It
did. It really did.
Dang.
The same day you got the Wing, I got my my monitor. So I saw this Omen 1440 144 hertz 27 inch. It was for 180.
Yeah, that's.
And then I get mad tips for my job, so I just like 50-50'd with the tip money that I had.
Nice.
So I didn't pay that much. That was insane.
Yeah, that's a nuts deal. How are you liking the laptop?
Oh, this laptop is pretty good. Like, it's quiet. Like, surprisingly, it doesn't get that hot. It has like the vapor chamber cooling. and I thought it was like a kind of, I knew it was like a real thing that actually worked, but I didn't think it was gonna make such a difference to like being not like the difference from my old laptop, which just had the fans and then like the copper tube and all that.
Right.
This thing is like for the most part either cool or warm to the touch.
Oh dang!
Most of the time, the only time it's actually gotten hot was after like 4 or 5 hours of playing a game or trying to run RTX Minecraft with like 1,000 things. Like,
right.
I mean, it's Minecraft, but it's surprising how intensive Minecraft can get.
True.
Man.
Have you fully transitioned now? You're completely on your new one?
Oh yeah, I transitioned the first day. So I got an SSD from Crucial, 2 terabyte one. It actually isn't that bad. I like it. And it's the same speed as the NVMe inside. And it's run Type C, so it's it's not even, you don't even notice the difference.
Because that one's on Windows 11, right?
It's on Windows 10.
Oh, it's still on Windows 10? Wow.
Yeah. So it has like the mandatory, hey, you should switch like every so often. And then I just say, oh, no, leave me alone. I don't want Windows 11. It's bad. Yeah. I actually upgraded and then downgraded the same day because I didn't like it. It was bad. It was stinky.
It's bad. Yeah.
It was fine on my other one.
Trick you into upgrading into Windows 11.
I feel like if you have anything AMD, like, they say they fixed it, but it ran like, it just felt weird. It didn't feel good, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, slow at sometimes, or just, I don't know, it's just weird. So Windows 10, I went back to that. And then Windows 11, their like multi-display options aren't that good either. Really?
That's supposed to be one of the like better features for 11.
That's I feel like Windows 10 dealt with it better. Like, wow. I don't know how to describe it. So, in Windows 10, it feels like I have 2 independent devices. Okay. Essentially, for each display. Right. And for Windows 11, it just, I can't move things around when I'm like tabbed. So like if I was alt tab out of the game, and want to like just move something around, or if a game crashed or something crashed and I wanted to move something from the display that it crashed on, it only launches everything on your main display, and it won't let you grab anything from your taskbar and launch on the other display. So like I can launch on my secondary display, and it'll launch it there. Like I said, I will go to the start, hit the button, and wherever I hit the button there, it'll launch on that display. But it forces everything to launch on the primary display, which that's my main gripe with it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Have you tried it? Windows 11?
No. I'm moving to Windows 11 when it's my like last option. When I have literally no other choice. Yeah, that's the only way I'm switching. Because Windows 11 is like still in like pretty much in its infancy, and like any edge case, it's gonna just like die. Yeah. And my current setup with a laptop with the eGPU is one of like the worst edge cases for Windows 11. Like I have heard 0 people had success with Windows 11 and eGPU, so I kind of have no choice but to stay on 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 11 is like the design part of it. I like it. Really? The rounded corners are something to get used to. But
yeah, for sure.
In terms of aesthetics, it's pretty aesthetically pleasing. The start bar, or whatever it's called, the taskbar in the middle, that's cool. It feels nice. It feels smooth. Besides, like the kind of little like griping points that I have. Right. But it ran just fine on my last computer, which was a Intel device. Huh. And I didn't care. I didn't mind it. But for some reason on this, it just runs weird. Right. So as long as I have this, I'm probably not going to switch. This will last me another like 4 or 5 years. Right. Yeah. And that's probably by the time that Windows 11 will be better than Windows 10.
Yeah, like fully matured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about some of the news topics?
Oh yeah. What else do you do on your computer? You watch movies, right?
Yeah, I like watching movies. Some shows, maybe.
Would you say you would watch a lot of Netflix?
Not in recent times, just because of college. But yes, I I do frequent Netflix when I have the time.
But what if I told you that Netflix is trying to screw you over out of your money?
Yeah.
So, in a recent article, Netflix has taken action to increase prices. That's not very recent. Well, it is recent, but it's not like super recent.
It's been an ongoing trend, yeah.
It's an ongoing trend. Also, they're trying to crunch down on sharing your password, multi-household password sharing. They've been doing this for years, but they're like finally getting into it. And it's they were saying after the pandemic, it was a really, really big thing they need to highlight on because they're losing a lot of money right now. Right. Because other streaming services like HBO Max and I'd say Paramount Plus, but like not a lot of people watch that.
No, yeah.
But HBO right now, Max, I think Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yep. Hulu, those three are the main competitors right now for Netflix.
Yeah, and HBO Max came in hot. Like, for the past 2 years, they were dropping just their movies. Yeah. Like, the big movies on there. Disney Plus, the big shows on there. Netflix had something. They had Tall Girl.
Yes, they did have Tall Girl, sadly.
And also, they've cut down in the animation studios as well.
Yeah.
So instead of dropping their prices back down, they choose to drop their personnel down and give you, the customer, less. How do you feel about that?
It's rough because I do want Netflix to succeed, but there's kind of no winning for Netflix. Like that business models of what they have currently is just not really sustainable because they want to like branch out into their own content, obviously, so they can keep users on the platform without having to like license out older movies and stuff. But it's hard because for making content on your own, they can't keep creating the same stuff people already like because then it'll be like or like run itself out and people will not watch it anymore. But if they keep experimenting with new stuff, it just might not stick and then they'll lose people. So it's like you just can't win really.
And I feel like a lot of their new stuff, it doesn't stick. Like there are a few things that stuck, like Squid Games, that was good. The Witcher, it comes out like once a year. It's amazing when it comes out. People talk about that all the time. Every once in a while, there's a show that'll come on there. I watch anime on there actually.
Really? Okay.
And that was like, that's like maybe like half of the things I watch. Maybe anime, some shows, and then like some movies, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd say if I watch half my movie consumption is anime, and I have a Netflix account, I actually got rid of mine. I wasn't really watching any shows there. I didn't like it. I didn't like any of them. So probably when The Witcher comes back, I'll get a Netflix account again.
Fair enough.
But I switched over to paying less money for like a Crunchyroll. Right. Because there was a merger between Crunchyroll and Funimation. So that just kind of just made it better. Like literally most, if not all the animes in one place. Right. True. So that just cut down on me paying for other things. And if you have AT&T, you get HBO Max for free. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. So really all I pay is for Funimation. I mean, Crunchyroll. So there's no point in paying for Netflix I didn't use. Yeah, that's fair. And Amazon Prime is there too. I forgot they had stuff. Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like the other thing is with like Prime, Disney Plus, those two services, they don't need to like rely on the revenue from their streaming service. Like Amazon obviously is like a massive corporation. They have tons of other revenue sources to like supplement that Prime. They can run Prime Video at a loss just to bring customers in. Yeah. And same with Disney Plus. Like Disney has so many IPs. Like money, their money income from Disney Plus is not really an issue for them. I don't think Netflix, it's like a dent in their income either. Yeah. Netflix, all they have is Netflix. Yeah. So it's rough. And I think if Netflix decided to make their shows available outside of Netflix, like let's say cable, perhaps, that'd be a different story. But speaking of cable, how many people are watching cable still? You know? Yeah, how many people have cable still? Like, I know a lot of people have cable still, but really, like of our age group, I'd say like of our generation, would most of us choose cable over streaming?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think so. I mean, cable, as harsh as is it to say, I mean, I think it's just going to die out with as like the people that use it die out, because no one like our age or younger is using cable.
Yeah.
They have no reason to.
All the things that you would like watch on cable, like football games and sports, you can get that with a antenna. It's free.
Yeah. And they're on either one of like 2 million streaming services if you can't find it on antenna. Like,
oh yeah, if you have Hulu, you get sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Get ESPN. Or they'll have a package with Disney Plus, because Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns so many things. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Disney owns ESPN and they own Hulu and like a bunch of actual networks too. Mm-hmm. And Fox now. Oh my god.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So really, they can include most of the things people would want to watch on cable under their $15 subscription model. I think it's $15. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure, because I want to like
their bundle. Yeah, I believe it's 15. That sounds right. I feel like though cable is just gonna go the way of like AM radio, where it's like it exists still, but like very few people are using it, and those same people, like that age demographic that are using it, are the only ones still putting out stuff for it, and it just becomes this niche thing that only a certain, like a really small section of the population uses, while everyone else has like moved on.
I lied. It's $12.99, which means it's cheaper than Netflix.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Cheaper than Netflix for Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus together.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just goes to show Disney's giving you a lot for your money, and Netflix isn't. But like,
yeah. If anything, it highlights how much Netflix prices are.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. But remember all those like cable alternatives, like Cut the Cord? They had Sling TV.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sling is still around. I used to have PlayStation View. That was my favorite of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was like, I think we were paying $20 a month for like 150 or 200 channels.
Right.
And then like they would give you so many like little deals or whatever. So we had it for like a year, and we were just paying like normal stuff, right? And then like after a year, they give you like loyalty stuff. So we were paying like the base price, but they kept upgrading us to the top tier models.
Oh wow.
So we were getting all the channels. And then once they shut down PlayStation View, because they closed down, they couldn't afford to pay for the channels. And the way that the channels work is the networks, they're essentially subscriptions for the cable providers. So they're paying subscriptions per thing, and then that's how they determine their prices for the year. And that's why their prices aren't a constant thing; they can change, you know.
Oh right, yeah.
And that's why they're like so expensive too. Like they're $100, I think, minimum for like a decent amount of channels. Because my dad still watches cable sometimes, and like he can stream it from his phone and all that. But he hasn't watched as much as he watches like my Disney or anything else. Yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, I've never had experience with cable. Like I've never had it in my household, so that's really interesting.
So what have you done for like watching media like throughout your life?
I'm trying to think back. Like, I don't think as a child, like 5 or 6 years old, we just didn't use TV that much. It was mostly just like the free channel, if that was a thing, or like, I don't know, reading books or something. I can't remember what I did, but clearly not cable because we never had it. So all I do remember is once YouTube became a thing, it was that forever. Just so much time just gone on YouTube.
YouTube definitely our YouTube back then too was different. It wasn't like you're watching these long videos. It was just like you're watching kind of little funny videos, and then they would have like longer things. It evolved from like just a social media to a actual entertainment industry. And we kind of grew up through that evolution.
Yep. YouTube back then was nicer. It didn't have the virus that is YouTube Shorts.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I hate short form video so much.
Yeah. And I hate it because it works. Like I get drawn into it for like 3 hours, but I really don't need that. Like, yeah. I
have a timer on TikTok for 30 minutes because I'll watch it and my brain, I feel like my brain rots and I'll always fall asleep to it. I just fell asleep like earlier.
Wow.
I was looking through TikTok for like maybe 5 minutes, right? And I fell asleep on one TikTok and it was repeating through my dream. My whole 30-minute nap. It was I think it was like some comic book read. It was Loki, it was alligator Loki or crocodile Loki or something like that. I heard crocodile Loki through my entire dream. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, it's like short form content, like just how prevalent it is and like how much it's like it's like you can't stop, you know, like it's like just constant dopamine hits like every like 30 seconds. Yeah.
Like I don't even think Vine was like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, I don't think I used Vine ever, so I can't like speak to it myself, but I don't remember it like being that big of an issue just in public. Like everyone's talking about how bad like YouTube Shorts is for them.
Yeah. And I wish they would actually give you an option to turn it off.
Right, yeah.
Because if I could turn it off, I would turn it off. And then
in a heartbeat.
I have my time limit for TikTok and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
And let's go back to our like cable discussion actually, because that was a huge tangent.
Yeah.
So cable is really overpriced compared to subscriptions. And for the price of like a month of cable, and you're locked into that contract, you can't even cancel it if you don't even use it.
Yeah.
You can get all these. What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, I can't imagine cable staying around for much longer. Like, it's definitely on its last legs.
No.
What do you think?
I think cable as it is right now, if it doesn't change.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's not even up to the cable providers to change. It's up to the channel providers. Because it's their like media that's dying. Like they can go the route of Japan and like just do things and release it, and it just gets brought in by other apps like on Crunchyroll. Like you could say, I don't know, Cartoon Network. They release their stuff. It comes to us through their app or whatever, or it goes to other places because they already have their older shows going other places. Because they're owned by HBO. And they have their older shows there. And I think they have some of their current shows. Like they have Rick and Morty there. It comes out like, you know, every time it comes out, they have their season updated.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But it's nothing to love. You get the weekly episode.
Right.
And I think they need to change to the subscription kind of model. Or just give them access to their stuff.
Which is interesting because I think some channels have started to wise up to it because there's a couple of shows that I watch that have partnered with Hulu. And they're on the FX channel for like cable, I believe. But they air on cable that day and then that night it gets put on Hulu. So you don't get to watch it live when at the cable time, but that night you can basically just watch it on Hulu. So I feel like a lot of people are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, channels. I mean, these channels definitely have to like start changing how they think and how they view like the whole business model.
Definitely. What do you think about cinema too? Do you think cinema is dying? Because cinema
that's a harder
question. Just came out of a really big hiatus.
Yeah.
And all their things were being released. And even to the extent of Scarlett Johansson, she wanted
with the Disney Plus. Yep.
Yeah, she wanted more money because her movie went right to Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not making money off of that.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't even know how profitable these things are compared to cinema. Really, not yet, because the figures aren't released.
Right. Yeah. I think, as far as just for cinema specifically, I think it'll stay around. I think theaters still have a place, because that social environment of being able to go see it with other people and that experience, I think people still want. Mm-hmm. As much as obviously people love being able to just watch it from your home on your phone or something. That movie going experience, I don't think people have entirely decided that they don't want anymore, because once all the restrictions and stuff started loosening up, people have been going to movies. What was it, No Way Home? That had a massive opening.
That was massive, yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah, I saw that twice in a day. There's definitely something to be said.
I saw a pirated version of it right after.
Nice. Yeah, I think there's still definitely something there with theaters and cinema. So I don't think cinema's going away. And even if theaters themselves go away, channels like HBO or other streaming services, they're producing these movies so that they can bring users in and attract them with their own content. So I think that's still definitely here to stay for good.
Yeah. But I do like the opportunity that these streaming services bring to smaller movie producers.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they can bring in their smaller movies and get it to a bigger audience. Mm-hmm. It's done a lot great for that. But I feel like some of the original content from let's say Netflix, it's just not really good. It's not good writing.
And for them, I feel like they just believe that if you throw enough money at the problem, just give massive budgets to these films, it'll produce a hit. But clearly, that's not working.
If you talk about a lot of social topics, if you include every amount of diversity you can and social topics, then it's a good movie, right? Mm-hmm. It's some of them, it's they're almost begging you, please watch my movie, please. It's good. I promise, it's good.
Movie shows, I feel like just too much money is being put into all of it. Some of the best shows I've seen are some of the cheaper shows to produce, The Office. It's held in the one building for the majority of 9 seasons or whatever it is.
Yeah, and that thing's shot like a YouTube video.
Exactly, yeah, and it's hilarious, and everyone it's supremely popular. One of the most popular shows on the internet, since everyone. Yeah, I don't think companies realize that they don't need to spend millions and millions of dollars per episode or something to get a hit. Yeah, yeah,
it helps immerse you better. The money does help,
for sure.
It really comes down to the talent you have and letting the actual artists and writers spread
it has to be used properly, which it's definitely not being used properly right now.
I feel like the only reason it works for we're just going back to Netflix again. I'm just going back on them.
Just ragging on Netflix. Yeah.
I feel like the only reason it works for some shows like The Witcher, because there's so much content out there for them to just look at.
Right.
It's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have 3 games. You have all these books. Mm-hmm. And you have an actor that just likes to, that likes it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone who's engaged.
Yeah. Unlike his performance in Superman, kind of dry. I don't know.
Really?
Him as Superman, I don't like him. He's kind of emotionless. And also he looks sad and confused in almost every shot they give him. It's hilarious. I think it was in Justice League. No, it was Batman v Superman. God, these movies are so bad. It was Batman v Superman, and he was in Mexico, and he it was Day of the Dead or something like that, and they were calling him a god. And he just stood there.
That's
it. Say something. React. Someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about Amazon Prime that much yet.
Yeah. I feel like Amazon Prime's in a pretty strange position because they can really just do whatever they want. And like they're still putting out good shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they had Grand Tour. They're the only network or subscription model entertainment based thing that they can do whatever they want. It's them and Disney. They can literally do whatever they want.
Yeah, I feel like they're like definitely have the benefit of not having to try as hard, so they can put out content just after long periods of breaks and have like really good content.
Yeah, like Grand Tour.
Yeah,
they
sure.
bought Top Gear. They're the only people that could buy Top Gear
the host,
and just have Top Gear.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it didn't miss a beat. It was just Top Gear with a different name.
Yep.
And I feel like it was better. They gave him a bigger budget, I think.
Yeah, it does. Certainly feels like it.
They blew up buildings, like
yep,
boats, all this stuff. Like it's crazy. Or Invincible. Invincible's really good.
Oh yeah, Invincible was quite good, and I guess in the same vein, The Boys.
The Boys, very good. Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't think they have like any other shows besides.
They have had like duds. Like they've had I don't know if you've seen the movie Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan.
No.
It was.
I think I
not
may have
great.
seen that.
Yeah. It was mediocre is probably giving it way too much credit. So there's that.
Yeah. Kind of like Blind Spot with was it Blind Spot?
Bloodshot, I think.
No,
with Vin Diesel.
No, Will Smith. It was a Netflix
I haven't
movie.
seen that.
It was like it's a Will Smith with like this other cop, but he's like not human. He's like this monster thing. They're in a fairy tale world. It's weird. I didn't like it that much.
Oh damn.
But yeah, they're getting into themselves, and I feel like if people want to save cable, then these subscription services need to put their content over there. Netflix especially, they need to put their content somewhere else if they want more people to see it and more people to be on Netflix. Strategically put your stuff on networks. Like if you put The Witcher on a network, that would bring you money, and that would bring cable money. It's a win-win, really.
That's true.
You're not losing anything. People are pirating it anyway. If they don't want to pay for it,
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, like, cable's dying. That's a given.
Oh, yeah.
Our generation doesn't want it.
Yeah.
And movies, here to stay.
Yeah. I think so, at least, yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other kind of, like, media? Like,
I mean, I'm trying to think, like, radio has been here for a while, but I think that's still kicking around.
Yeah, because not everyone actually plays music, like, from their phone or...
Yeah, which is nuts.
Yeah. Like, my dad rides in silence when he drives.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't... It feels weird. The only time I do that is, like, if I almost got into an accident and I just, like, drive... The rest of my drive just complete quiet.
Right.
Like, that feeling sucks. You're just like, wow, that could have happened. I'm just gonna...
Just reel in it. Yeah.
10 and 2. Whole way home.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think as far as this goes, streaming is definitely dominating. But some things do need to change.
Yeah, clearly.
I'd say, like, I know you don't watch anime that much, but I think I would like more money to go to the actual studios that make these animes that we watch.
Oh yeah,
Instead of money going to Crunchyroll and they make their own originals.
Right.
Because the originals have been bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
I mean, just because I know I don't watch anime, but like I can clearly see there's a massive demand. Like anime is a huge market, of course. I mean, it only makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah. Streaming's here to stay. Cable maybe dying. Cinema. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You want to wrap this up?
Oh yeah, let's wrap it up. Like a sandwich. From our sponsor. We don't have a sponsor. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into the EVO Podcast. I was your host, Carrington, and our co-host, Anis.
Anis, yep. That's me.
We will see you again next week with another podcast with a yet undecided topic and maybe one more person. I don't know. We haven't hired anyone else yet.
True.
We have applications. We haven't gone through them. No, we don't. All right.
Later.